Hello lovely crafty friends, welcome to Love Builds Up Crafts. I am Sasha and today I'll be sharing my most favorite card to make in the whole wide world, which is a floating edge shaker card. I just love this card. It's just got so much magic and I can't wait to show you exactly how to make it. So we'll start off with a piece of acetate. I normally use heavyweight acetate from Tonic Studios, but I've run out of that, so I'm using Lawn Fawn acetate instead, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim it at 4.5, but you just want to move it a bit so that it's a bit under 4.5. I don't know what that mark is on my guillotine, so I'm just gonna say a bit under 4.5 and then turn it over and trim it right at 6. So this piece of acetate is going to be 4.5 by 6 inches, and I'm just going to grab a card bag which is DL size. You can use whatever size as long as it can fit your piece of acetate. This one is 4.5 by about 10 or 11 inches, but the length doesn't really matter because we're going to cut that down. I'm just going to quickly check that my piece of acetate fits in nicely without it curving or ripping the sides of that bag, because that would be disgrace. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab my sequin mix. I'll be using Candied Snow, which is a new sequin mix from Picket Fence Studio, new release, and I'm just going to sprinkle my acetate with splatter just to give the look of snow. I'm using the Dina Wakley acrylic gloss spray, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick down my sequins. Now the reason why I stick my sequins onto the acetate is so that even if the shaker bits are at the bottom of the card, you still have some shakers at the top, because then the scene isn't as nice when there's no shaker bits. So that's why I take the time to stick some of these sequins down. So once one side is done, I'm going to go ahead and just flip my piece of acetate over so that I can go ahead and create a sort of mirror image at the back by sticking the same sequins on the reverse side. And once that is all done, this is how it looks on the sequins. So pretty, guys. I really love sequins. Like, they get me so excited. Anyway, these are the dies that we'll be using to die cut today. I've got a snow globe there, and then Evergreens on a heel cover plate die. These are also from the Picket Fence new release, so make sure that you check those out. I'm just going to grab a 5x7 card base because that's what I have prepared. I'm joking, I want the card to be 5x7, so I'm making a mark there at 4 inches, and then I'm just going to take the Evergreens die and make sure that the top of that bit is right on that line, and down here I want to make sure that that line there is half in and half out, like the line of the card is right in the middle of that die area. And then I'm going to die cut that, and once it comes out of the machine, the top part of the card can come out, but the bottom part obviously didn't cut through. So what I'm going to do is, you can see that there is an impression there that the die has made, so I'm just going to go ahead and place that die into the impression. You can feel like once it like clicks, it makes like this click that you can feel, and once you feel that click, go ahead and send that through your die cutting machine, and now we've got a card base. You just have to pull out those bits there, and you'll see that you've got that little sliver there that is like hanging on. It's like, I wanna let you know. It's like really hanging on there. But you can just pull it apart and then just trim off any of the excess that's there, and that's pretty much the card base done. Guys, we have all seen the inflation and how the prices are going up, so go ahead and use the scraps there to die cut another panel of the evergreen trees. Do not waste paper, okay, because who knows, next week we might not have paper. So anyway, that piece is going to go on the inside of your panel there, and we'll use that later to cover up the tape when we stick our sequin panel. For now, I'm just taking my card base and taking another piece of card so that I can die cut a similar size evergreen panel. You do need about 4 of these evergreen panels. If you're wondering how many you need, it's 4, okay? It's not that many. But just die cut everything and then it will make your life easier. So I've got one big piece there and one small piece, and I'm just going to take the big piece and go ahead and ink blend it, because this is going to cover the top part of our card. I'll be using spun sugar, shaded lilac and wilted violet, but it is up to you. You can use whatever colors you want. I was trying to match the sequins as closely as I could, so that's why I went with these colors. And I've just added spun sugar to the top of my trees and then to the bottom of the panel before I go in with some shaded lilac. Now I love shaded lilac, like I'm actually so obsessed with this color. I think I use it so many times now because I love it so much. But anyway, once I've done my shaded lilac, I'm going to go in and blend that out with some spun sugar before I add a wilted violet to the bit where I had the shaded lilac. And this is just to create like this shade of purple that is a bit blue. Yeah, a bluish purple. What do you call that color? Is it lavender or lilac? I don't know. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the panel with some texture magic, also known as a water. And I'm going to tap or dab it with my wet wipe, and this adds to the texture. Distress oxides and water, they always win, okay? If you're not sure what to do, ink blend, spray some water, and what you have there is like snow. When I'm looking at it, I see like snow. I hope you're looking at like snowed in trees. So if that's not where your imagination takes you, then I don't know. Mine goes far, okay? In my imagination, like I've got a whole farm full of pink and purple Christmas trees as I'm making this card. And at night time it rains sprinkles, and then you can see like Santa's sleigh going over it. Guys, I'm only kidding. So anyway, once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and add some more fake snow, this time using white acrylic paint, and I'm just going to splatter it on and then go in and grab a wet wipe and dab it off. Ugh. It's so hard to speak on a Friday evening, okay? And I promise you I have not had any wine. I'm just so hyper at night. I don't know what it is about nighttime, but I'm going in there and blending with some white pigment ink just to emphasize that look of snow. And over here I'm going to like dab it on instead of blending it on, just to give that textured snowy look. And once I'm done with that, I will grab my wet wipe, because like I said, it helps me blend it into the background so that it's not so separate. Once that's done, this is what it looks like, and we're just going to quickly blend these other trees. They're going to go behind our tree, so to create like a shadow. So I'm just going to make them a bit darker by blending them with wilted violet and shaded lilac. Okay, so I die cut 2 of these snow globes and I stuck them over each other before going ahead and trimming out Santa's sleigh and the houses. You can obviously keep the rest of that circle if you wanted. You can actually create another scene in there and use it for another card, but for now we just need the houses and Santa's sleigh. The houses are going to remain white, but I'm going to go ahead and quickly ink blend Santa's sleigh with some wilted violet and some shaded lilac. And I will also ink blend my sentiment with some shaded lilac at the top, and then a bit of wilted violet, and then some spun sugar at the bottom. Okay, so now that we've got all our bits ready, let's go ahead and assemble our card. I'm going to go ahead and pop my acetate, my sequined or bejeweled acetate into the card back, and then trim off the excess. and I'm going to just scoop a bit of the sequins and add them in. I didn't want a lot, so I was just scooping it in so that I could pick and choose what I wanted in there. And once that's done, I'm going to use some double-sided tape to create a seal at the bottom there, just by sticking on one side and then flipping it over and sticking another piece of double-sided tape on top of that. The words just don't want to be with me today. So anyways, you can see now our shaker is safe. You can shake it around and see if any of those sequins are going to fall out. They won't, because it's now sealed. I will grab my card base and place it on my glass mat with, say, 7 inches on that line there. Then I will grab my shaker bit and I will place it right on the bottom line there, so that I know this card is going to be 7 inches long. Then I will take off the release tape and secure it right on that piece. So you need to make sure that the card back touches the fold line of that card base. It needs to be right on that edge, and then you're just going to trim off the excess. Be careful not to trim off your acetate back there, because I would literally cry, okay, if I like cut a bit of my acetate back. And then I'm just making sure that all the sequins are right at the top there, because I don't want them here at the bottom. And I'm adding glue everywhere so that I can stick this piece over there, and that's how we're going to disguise that tape situation down there, because we don't want to create a messy card on the inside. We still need it to be nice on the inside. So I'm adding glue to the back there as well, so that I can stick that to the acetate. And what this does, it sort of creates like a seal, and when you shake it, the shaker bits won't go all the way to the bottom of the card. They will stop right there where the trees are, which is really handy. I'm gonna go ahead and just give my card a bit of a shake it up, shake it up. I really can't sing, guys, even though I love it. My voice is horrible. But anyway, I'm just going to snip my trees there, and then use the panel there that we have decorated and place it over the top where I'm going to glue it on, so that I can now slip in all these other bits there. And once I am happy with the positioning of my little bits, I'm going to just lift up the plate and then sneak some glue underneath there. I know, like, I could use press and seal, but it's too far, so I'm then going to prop it up on some foam tape and stick it down, and then I'm going to trim off the excess of the edges, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to leave that tree overhang there. So I'm just trimming off the card overhang, but I'll leave the bits with the tree there. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pop my center there, flying off into your heart. And my sentiment right there, and voila, that is our finished card. My heart is so happy, guys. I genuinely love this type of card, and it just makes me so happy. I wish if one of you makes this card, please send it to me. I'd love to get one of these. So when you pop it open, you can pop your message right there, and it stands up really well. It displays so beautifully, as you can see there on my mantle. I went ahead and made 2 more of these, because like I said, I love them so much. I just really do love them. And because we stuck our sequins onto the acetate, you can see that even when it's displayed, it's still got all that magical sequiny goodness. Oh, so pretty. So I just wanted to quickly show you, when I'm mass producing, I will die cut all my bits out and then go through the stages one at a time. So thank you so much for watching till the end, and if you want to see more crafty ideas, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss a thing. And also follow me on Instagram, guys. I hit 3,000 followers on Instagram. Like, I am so hyped about that. Thank you so much for all of you who have followed me on Instagram. Now let's bring all that over to YouTube so that I can have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. And also don't forget to check out the Picket Fence Studios hop over on Instagram, because you could win yourself a prize. So why not do it? You could win yourself $75 voucher. Is worth it, okay? Because look at this new release. You can get yourself some sequin mixes, okay, and then make a edge shaker card for me and post it to me. Thank you.